Sahajogis from abroad. But I don't think so. No religion as such, because there was not one book. They didn't follow one person. They didn't have any organization as such, as we have for other religions. We never had a hierarchy, priesthood, all that appointed. It was all done very spontaneously. The whole thing worked out very spontaneously. But behind all that was, as I told you before, the attitude of Indians, or our style was not to challenge or to question what these great saints have written, because we accepted their status as saints, as higher personalities in awareness. In assent, they were higher than us. So we didn't want to challenge them. And whatever they said, we accepted. As a result, that became sort of, you can call it a way of conduct or way of life. But as religion, we had nothing except that later on the caste system developed. Before that there was no caste system, because non-Brahmins wrote about Sri Rama or wrote about Sri Krishna. It's very surprising how we accepted all that. Never challenged whether it was written by a Brahmin or not. Brahmin was that who knew about Brahma principle, the principle of all pervading divine love. Everybody was not a Brahmin. But later on, they made it like this: whosoever is born in a Brahmin family was a Brahmin. Whosoever was born in another caste belonged to that. But because of the father's inheritance, you can say inherited, they also, the profession that they were following. So according to the professions, the religion, or we can say the castes, were established. No religion, but castes. And that is how we had different caste system in India according to the profession. It's very interesting. Recently I discovered there's a caste called Ghadani among Marathas, which you may not be knowing. They only believe in the art. They do music, or they have paintings, they make statues, they make temples. That's a caste, that's a profession. And they marry among themselves because it's easier to marry the same profession and to God and all that and thinks that they are very free people and why not we do that. It's a different thing. But normally we don't. We don't believe in that. Of course in India we do have some elite society so-called. They are the people who believe in all kinds of elite behavior. I don't know what is that supposed to be. Maybe some of them have started some nonsense, especially in Bombay. Now it is spreading out also to Pune. And in Pune there are girls who are behaving funnily. I mean, I can't believe it. They drink, they smoke, they will become called gods. Government. All this is happening. This has happened because I don't know what is their idea about life. Or maybe it's an actress or something they follow. But what is the life of that actress? Unethical behavior where you compromise with your value system, ultimately, where do you end? It's showing results. We have AIDS, we have so many diseases coming from this kind of irrelevant, unethical life. It's happening everywhere to suggest that we should take to very normal life, to very good family life of obedience and understanding. But because you're very free in the West, it's difficult for you to accept. But once they come to Sahaja, I'm really surprised how they have accepted Sahaja so beautifully. They had the freedom, complete freedom to do what they like. In India we don't have such freedom for children. They can go wherever they like, they can do whatever they like. The teacher cannot correct them. Because of that freedom that they had, this one thing good has happened. So many are lost, all right. But those who are saved are rare people. Because of that growth of freedom within them, I think they learn our Indian music in 5 months, 4 months. No Indians can do it. Because they are restricted all the time, they are controlled all the time, they are kept on the path of religion. So ultimately, the freedom that some of you had and enjoyed has given you a special personality. That you pick up very difficult things without any difficulty. Now whether you should have that freedom or not is your own lookout. But too much restrictions on children, I think, is not a good thing. Now in music, I know Ravi Shankar, when he was young, his guru had broken a tanpur on his head because he put a wrong note, sir. Anyway, they used to beat them, tie them upside down, put them in the well. I mean, all kinds of things they did. And the disciples listened to all that discipline. But I think that curbed their capacity to absorb something difficult. This is one of the reasons why I see this has happened, that people have picked up this difficult music in 4 months, 3 months. It's a miracle, we think. But why not this happens with Indians? You put them to anything, they pick it up so fast. With Sahaja, born with Sahaja, those who are, should be given full freedom, I think, such children should be given full freedom. Because they will not do anything wrong. And you will see they will pick up things very fast. Not that Westerners are more intelligent or alert, but the way they are given freedom, their growth, their personality, sometimes they are like a vagabond, I think. Sometimes just like a tomboy. Sometimes to me they look like very vulgar. But once with that wealth of freedom they come to reality, they shine. So I would request also Indians not to suppress the children too much. We enjoy the children very much in India, no doubt. But we suppress also them very much. Why are you standing? Why don't you sit down? And children don't mind because it's accepted. This pattern is accepted in it. So too much restriction on children also curbs their personality. This is what I have discovered. But the Western people go through such hell first of all. Develop such problems to begin with. And ultimately what happens is this. But they can be discarded as bad, bad, bad. But if they come as good, they are marvelous. All the freedom they have enjoyed before is showing results. Otherwise, how can this miracle happen to Western people? There's no justification. Now the problem is to give freedom or not. We have a proper sense now after realization that a child is a born realized. In the beginning, you won't understand, he won't understand. But gradually such a child will show results. The maximum capacity to absorb and to express. So today I am telling you about this freedom, which is the freedom of the spirit. We should have understanding of such children who have that spirituality in them. They have dharma in them. And we should not try to constrict them or to trouble them. Let them do what they like. They will never do anything wrong because they are born realized. So I am talking about the future Indians. Some of them I have seen 8-year-old children, 6-year-old children. They are geniuses, I tell you. They sing as if we feel that these old musicians are reborn or what. It's very surprising how they show their talent. There was a program I saw on the television of children below 8 years, and a 3-year-old girl singing just like Hirabai Badodekar. I was amazed. They are born realized, but also they have the talents from their past lives. They have got it from the past life. So we should not try to control and check our children too much. That's a part of our Sahaja culture. It doesn't fit into Indian culture, I must say, but it should fit into Sahaja culture. To understand the value of our children who are realizers. I enjoy their company. They speak so sweetly of all the things of all the persons, and they describe about everyone so sweet. You just allow them to freedom to talk, and they'll tell you all kinds of things. Now for I've praised you a lot, I think, the outsiders, we can call them not Indians, non-Indians. And it is a fact. The way they have taken to Sahaja is not. But the way they are taking to this Indian music and to Indian art, I can't believe it, can't understand. So, you have freedom, but now use this freedom for expression of whatever you have achieved inside. Because you are already grown up with your freedom, and if you do not utilize that personality full of freedom in expressing Sahaja in your own languages, you won't help your people. You have to help them, because your percentage is very low, your quality is high. But in your own country, your percentage is low. So you have to go all out to get them into Sahaja and to let them know what they can achieve and what they are. You are duty bound, I think.